This day was chosen by me to talk to you, so listen to the entire message carefully. I ask you to subscribe to the channel before starting the message. Also, leave an amen and a heart in the comments. I ask that you subscribe only if you really love me and trust me. If you don't really love me, you don't need to subscribe. My beloved one, I want you to understand that the kind of peace you seek will never be found in the fleeting promises of the world, because what the world offers is temporary and unstable, built upon shifting foundations that change with circumstances. My peace is not dependent on conditions, nor does it crumble when storms rise, for it is born of my spirit, eternal and unshakable. The world speaks of peace when there is no conflict, but I give you peace even in the midst of battles, a stillness that cannot be stolen by fear or disturbed by the noise of your surroundings. I know how easily hearts are troubled when worries grow heavy, and I know how quickly the soul can be drawn into confusion when faced with uncertainty. Yet I call you into the quiet refuge of my spirit, where you do not need to strive or fear. When you rest in me, your heart will be guarded beyond what human understanding can grasp, and you will feel a strength rising within that does not come from your own efforts, but from the assurance of my presence. The world will continue to create illusions of safety, promising security in riches, in power, in achievements, and in fleeting pleasures. But these things vanish like mist in the morning sun. My peace is not an illusion, it is an eternal reality that flows directly from my heart into yours, creating a life that is steady even when the ground beneath you trembles. I do not promise the absence of difficulties, but I give you the certainty that nothing will overcome you when you remain in me. There are times when the voices around you will tell you that peace can only be found by escaping, by running away from struggles, by avoiding pain. Yet I tell you that true peace is discovered not in escape, but in surrender. When you surrender your will to mine, when you release control and allow me to carry what you cannot bear, then you will know the depth of the serenity that comes only from my spirit. In surrender, there is freedom, and in that freedom, peace flows like a river. The storms of life may roar with violence, the winds may rise against you, and the shadows may whisper lies to your soul, but even then, my peace remains unbroken within you, for no storm can reach the place where my spirit dwells. If you choose to abide in me, you will hear my voice above the noise, speaking softly to your heart, calming your fears, and reminding you that you are not abandoned, but cherished. Do not think that peace is the absence of movement or the silence of a still room, for peace is not emptiness. My peace is alive, full of strength, full of joy, full of quiet confidence that lifts you above despair. It fills your being with light and gives you the courage to face what others would flee, because you know that I am your shield and your refuge. In my spirit, peace is not fragile. It is a fortress. When your heart feels weary from carrying burdens, come to me and allow my spirit to breathe new life into your soul. I will take the weight that presses upon you and replace it with my comfort. And though the world may not understand how you can smile in the midst of trials, you will know that it is my peace sustaining you. What others cannot comprehend is the very gift I pour into you, a gift that cannot be bought, earned, or taken away. If you trust only in what your eyes can see, you will be shaken often. But if you learn to trust in me, even when the way seems hidden, you will discover a peace that surpasses every explanation. The world may laugh at faith, but those who believe will walk in a serenity that cannot be broken. This peace is not shallow or weak. It is rooted in eternity, and nothing can uproot it when it is anchored in my spirit. I tell you, my beloved, do not allow your heart to chase after the fleeting shadows of worldly calm, for they will vanish and leave you emptier than before. Instead, open your heart fully to me and I will fill you with a stillness that remains unshaken when others fall, a peace that shields your mind from despair, and a joy that endures even when the night feels long. Let my spirit be your guide, your comforter, and your unending source of quiet strength. As you continue your journey, remember always that my peace is not distant or hidden. It is near and within you, waiting to be embraced each moment you turn to me. Do not seek it in external things, for I myself am your peace, and I dwell in you. Walk with me, trust in me, rest in me, and you will never lack the serenity your soul longs for. My spirit will sustain you, guard you, and carry you, and in that assurance, your life will be filled with the unshakable peace that only I can give. I know the storms that rise suddenly in your life, the ones that shake your confidence and leave you feeling vulnerable. Yet I tell you that no storm has the power to destroy you while you take shelter in me. I am your safe place, your refuge that cannot be moved, your stronghold that stands unshaken when the winds roar and the waves crash. The world may tremble, but those who hide in my presence remain secure, because my protection is not made of earthly strength, but of eternal power that nothing can overcome. The storms of your heart are often louder than the storms outside, and they try to drown your peace with fear, anxiety, and despair. But I call you to run to me and rest in my arms. When the lightning strikes and the darkness surrounds you, my light will cover you, and you will know that even in the fiercest night, my presence is stronger than anything that rises against you. Do not measure my protection by what you see with your eyes, because many times you will not realize how many dangers I have already kept from reaching you. My hand has shielded you in ways you cannot count, and my spirit has stood between you and the plans of destruction. While the world sees only the surface, I see the depths, and I build a wall of refuge around those who trust in me. There will be moments when you feel surrounded, when every voice tells you that escape is impossible and there is no way forward. But in those moments, remember that I am your escape, your shelter, your refuge. I do not remove every storm, but I place you above its fury so that while the winds rage, you remain hidden under my protection. My refuge is not a distant place you must find. It is my very presence with you wherever you go. When fear tries to grip you, let your heart remember that my love covers you more fully than the waves of the sea cover the shore. Fear has no power in the refuge of my love, because where I dwell there is safety and strength. I do not promise you a path free of struggles, but I promise that every struggle will meet my presence, and my presence will be enough to sustain you. Many seek refuge in things that fade, in wealth, in power, in relationships, in walls of their own making, but those refuges collapse when the storm grows fierce. My refuge is eternal. It cannot crumble, it cannot be broken, it cannot be shaken by anything the enemy sends. The storm may roar, but my shelter stands unmoved, and within it you will find rest for your soul and courage for your heart. Even when the storm seems endless, even when the clouds refuse to lift, I am with you, carrying you through the darkness. Trust me in the silence, trust me in the waiting, for my refuge does not weaken with time, it does not grow tired of protecting you. I watch over you with unceasing care, and my faithfulness surrounds you like walls that cannot fall. There is no storm that can erase my promises, and there is no trial that can outlast my love. The waves will break, the winds will calm, but my refuge remains the same, steady and strong, for I am unchanging. If you cling to me, you will stand when others fall, because your strength does not come from yourself, but from the fortress of my spirit. Come closer to me when the thunder strikes. Do not run from me, but run into me, for I am not shaken by the storm that terrifies you. In my arms, you will find the safety that no one else can give, and you will discover that even in chaos, you can rest. This is the promise of my refuge, not the absence of storms, but the certainty of protection in the midst of them. So let your heart be at peace, for I am your refuge against every storm, your shelter when the night is dark, your stronghold when the winds rise, your hiding place when danger comes near. Remain in me, and you will see that nothing can tear you from my care, for my presence is the place where safety lives. Trust me, rest in me, and let my spirit be your eternal shelter, because in my refuge you are always secure. You search for rest in many places, but I tell you that the true rest your soul longs for cannot be found in distractions, in possessions, or in achievements, for all these things can bring only a momentary relief before leaving you weary once again. The rest of the soul is found only in my presence, where burdens are lifted and weariness is exchanged for renewal. I know the heaviness you carry, and I know how the world demands more of you than your strength can give. Yet in me, you will find the stillness that your heart cries out for. The soul that abides in me is like a child, resting in the arms of a loving parent, unafraid, unworried, and completely secure. When you allow yourself to be embraced by my presence, you will discover that rest is not simply the absence of work, but the deep peace of knowing you are fully held and completely loved. In me, there is no striving, no fear, no exhaustion that cannot be healed, for I breathe new life into the places within you that the world has drained dry. I see how the endless noise around you seeks to steal your peace, how constant demands and voices of expectation weigh down your spirit. But when you draw near to me, the noise fades and the weight lifts, for my presence is a sanctuary of calm that no chaos can invade. Even when the storms rage outside, within my presence your soul finds silence and rest that cannot be disturbed. Many try to find rest by escaping through distractions, by filling their hearts with temporary pleasures, but these only leave them emptier than before, for what they seek is not entertainment, but the comfort of my spirit. I offer you rest that does not fade with time and does not vanish when difficulties return. I give you a rest that remains steady in both abundance and in need, because it flows not from circumstances but from my eternal presence within you. Your soul was created to live in communion with me, and that is why it will never be satisfied until it rests in my love. When you walk away from me, you carry burdens too heavy for your shoulders, but when you return to me, you discover that I have already carried what you could not. The rest I give is the freedom from carrying alone what was never meant to be yours. Come to me in the quiet, and I will speak peace into your heart. Do not fear silence, for in silence you will hear my voice more clearly. In the stillness of my presence, you will realize that I am closer than your breath, and I will fill you with a rest so deep that even in the busiest of days, your soul remains calm. The rest of the soul does not depend on the absence of tasks, but on the assurance that you are not alone in them. There will be moments when you feel as though the weight of life will crush you, but in those moments, if you turn to me, you will experience the strength of my spirit lifting you. My rest is not weakness, it is power disguised in gentleness, restoring what the world has broken and healing what the enemy has wounded. My rest renews your courage, it clears your mind, and it strengthens your heart to continue with peace. Let your soul trust that I am enough, for the rest you seek is not something you must earn or achieve, but something I freely give. All I ask is that you choose to come into my presence, to lean into me, to let go of the struggle of carrying life in your own strength. When you do, you will find a rest so deep that nothing can compare, a rest that anchors you when everything else feels unstable. The rest of the soul is not found in waiting for a perfect moment, but in realizing that I am the perfect presence in every moment. Even in the ordinary, even in the struggles, even in the places that feel heavy, I am with you, and my spirit fills you with rest that cannot be taken away. If you look to me, you will see that you no longer need to run after what the world cannot give, for what your heart truly desires is already here in me. Remain with me, and your soul will always find rest. My presence is not far, it is as near as your own heartbeat, and in me you will never be abandoned to exhaustion or despair. I am your source of renewal, your fountain of peace, and the rest of your soul will always be safe in my love. I tell you, my beloved, when you choose to walk under my light, you are surrounded by a shield that the darkness cannot penetrate. Evil may attempt to rise against you, it may whisper lies, it may set traps for your feet, yet nothing formed in darkness can prevail over the brilliance of my presence. My light exposes every shadow and strips away the power of the enemy. For where I shine, fear dissolves and deception cannot stand. The path of light is not hidden, it is the way of truth, love, and faithfulness. Those who walk in my light carry within them a radiance that no darkness can extinguish, because it does not come from their own strength, but from my spirit living within them. Evil loses its grip on those who walk with me, for they are covered by the authority of my name, and my presence becomes their armor against every attack. I know that in this world you will encounter threats, temptations, and shadows that seek to overwhelm you. But remember always that I have placed my light within you as a constant flame that cannot be snuffed out. Even when you feel surrounded, that flame burns brighter, guiding you safely and marking you as mine. The enemy fears my light, for it reveals the truth and silences every lie. There will be moments when you sense evil pressing near, trying to plant fear in your heart. But I say to you, do not be afraid, for you are walking beneath my light. My presence covers you as a mantle, and though the enemy may try to roar, he cannot devour what is guarded by me. Every step you take in my light is a step that crushes the schemes of darkness under your feet. Evil thrives where hearts turn away from my light, but it cannot touch the soul that chooses to remain with me. I'm the lamp to your spirit, the flame that keeps you safe, the brilliance that turns back every shadow. When you walk in my light, you are never unprotected, for I go before you, I surround you, and I dwell within you. Nothing can reach beyond my presence to harm you. Some will say that evil is too strong, that darkness cannot be resisted, but I tell you the truth. My light is greater than any darkness. It's not a fragile glow that can be extinguished, but an eternal flame that burns without end. When you carry my light, you carry authority over all that is unclean, and you walk with the assurance that nothing can touch you unless I allow it for a greater purpose that brings victory. I invite you to stay close to me, to keep your heart open to my spirit, for the closer you walk with me, the brighter your life shines. Evil cannot attach itself to those who dwell in my presence, for light and darkness cannot coexist. If you remain in my light, you will walk with courage, with peace, and with a protection that goes beyond human understanding. Even when you face valleys of shadows, my light will guide you safely through them. The enemy may try to frighten you with illusions, but my truth reveals the path and secures your steps. Evil cannot hold on to you because my spirit carries you forward, lifting you above every trap and breaking every chain meant to bind you. Understand this: walking in my light does not mean you will never see darkness around you, but it means that darkness will never have the final word over you. You are marked as mine, and evil cannot claim what belongs to me. My light will always shine upon you, keeping you safe and leading you into the fullness of my peace. So remain under my light, and let your heart be steady, for no evil can touch you while you walk with me. My spirit will cover you, my presence will guard you, and my light will shine through you so powerfully that even those around you will be touched by its radiance. In me you are secure, and in my light you are untouchable by the darkness. My beloved, I want you to know with certainty that my love for you has no end and no condition, for it flows from the very depths of who I am. Human love can rise and fall, It can change with time. It can weaken under pressure, but my love never fails. It is steadfast, unshaken, unchanging, and eternal. When everything else in your life feels uncertain, my love remains the same, surrounding you and holding you secure. There are times when you feel unworthy of being loved, when guilt, shame, or the weight of your past tells you that you cannot be accepted. Yet I tell you that nothing you have done, and nothing you will ever do, can separate you from my love. I do not love you because of what you accomplish or fail to accomplish. I love you because you are mine. My love is not earned, it is freely given, and it will never run dry. When the world disappoints you and people turn away, my love stays near. Others may forget their promises, others may leave when storms rise, but I remain with you, faithful and true. My love is the anchor that keeps you steady when everything else seems to drift away. Trust in this love, for it will not abandon you, it will not betray you, it will not fail you. I see the battles you fight in silence, the tears you do not show, the fears you try to hide, and through it all, my love covers you like a mantle of light. Even when you cannot feel it, my love is still present, protecting you, carrying you, and speaking to your heart that you are never alone. Trust in my love, even when your emotions tell you otherwise, for my love is greater than your feelings and deeper than your doubts. There will be days when you fall, when you stumble, when you feel too weak to rise again, but in those moments, my love lifts you, restores you, and gives you the strength to walk forward. I do not grow tired of you, I do not lose patience with you, I do not withdraw when you fail. My love is a constant embrace, calling you back, reminding you of your worth, reminding you that you are precious in my eyes. Do not confuse my love with the imperfect love of the world, for human love can wound, can disappoint, and can change, but mine cannot. My love is pure, it is whole, it is faithful, and it is everlasting. Trust in it completely, for it is the foundation upon which your life will stand unshaken. Everything else may crumble, but my love endures forever, carrying you through every season. Even when darkness presses in and you cannot see the way forward, my love will guide you like a flame that never goes out. It is the light that keeps you from being lost, the hand that pulls you from despair, the voice that whispers hope into your heart. My love does not grow weaker in the night. It shines brightest when you need it most, reminding you that I am with you always. I know how easy it is for your heart to place trust in things that fail, people, possessions, circumstances, but I call you to place your trust in my love alone. Unlike the shifting sands of the world, my love is the solid rock that cannot be moved. When you lean on it, you will not be shaken, for it holds you steady in peace and security. If you allow my love to fill you, it will transform your heart, healing the wounds of the past and giving you strength for the future. You will learn to see yourself not through the lens of failure or fear, but through the truth of being deeply loved. And as my love overflows in you, it will touch those around you, bringing healing, comfort, and light into their lives as well. So trust in my love with all your heart, for it is the greatest treasure you will ever know. It is not fragile, it is not uncertain, it is not limited by time or circumstance. My love never fails, and if you anchor yourself in it, you will find the peace, the courage, and the joy your soul longs for. Let this love be your strength, your refuge, and your everlasting foundation, for I will never let you go. Today was a very important day. You received my wisdom and comfort. I ask that as a form of gratitude, you subscribe to the channel and leave a like, as well as a loving comment.